Hi ladies, back with another Kim Kardashian look as promised. We're going to be doing when she most recently went on Jimmy Kimmel Live. So she's going to be smoky-eyed. Surprise, surprise. But let's get started. We're going to be using Painterly Paint Pot. Someone asked about Melody, actually. Hi. She asked about paint pots. And because I'm going for a very, very smoky look today, I'm going to be using this very light paint pot because I want my lid to be a little bit lighter. She was asking about different shades and whatnot. If you'll go back to my Britney Spears Slave video, that would have been a great time to use a super, super dark green or a super, super dark blue paint pot because that's what's going to be going over it. So you might as well put that on top or underneath. Okay, the first color I'm going to be using is Contrast. I'll be taking a 217 brush. Contrast is a gorgeous, gorgeous deep blue, very, very navy. It also has flecks of purple in it. You'll notice that mine has an interesting texture to it. If ever one of your shadows breaks, cracks, whatever, pack it all back in as long as it didn't land on like anything disgusting. And then put some rubbing alcohol and press a quarter into it. A clean quarter, please remember to wash your quarters. And it will pack it all back in and it doesn't come out. So I'll be taking that. Dusting it in a little bit, pulling up my eye, okay? And doing little circles. And working that into the crease. Now I'll be taking my Wet n Wild pencil in black, 99 cents. Right now at Kmart though, till the end of the week, buy one, get one free on all Wet n Wild cosmetics. So definitely go and check that out. I'm just going to be lining the bottom and smudging that in and doing the bottom water line. Okay, go ahead and take a Q-tip and just blend underneath and smudge it in a little bit more. And also when you're smudging, bring that black up into the crease a little bit like that. Okay, now take any angled brush that you have. I'm going to be using this one that I got from Sephora. It's just an angled liner, number 15. I'll be taking black. I have Carbon, just any matte black that you have. And this time, instead of doing a gel liner, because we're going to be putting on false lashes, since Miss Kardashian has fantastic lashes, I am going to be making a base for those lashes so that you can't see the band. Even though I get the invisible bands, though, still want to give a good foundation for them and then pull that black even more up into the crease. I really like this angled brush from Sephora because it's so small and so thin, especially when applying eyeshadow to the top of my eye because I have really, really small eyes. If I do anything larger than this, it's going to go way too up high. This gives me a lot of control. I'm going to go back in with my 217 brush and contrast. And just do a little bit more of that. Now I'm going to take a clean brush. I'm going to use the 222 and I'm going to blend that. And just make sure it's flawless going up. The nice thing about using a clean brush to blend instead of using maybe the brush that you were using for, this is something that I used to do and now I've noticed that it's a lot better to do it this way. Let's say that I was using a dark color, a light color, and I would use the brush that I used for the light color to blend. This works a lot better. Just use any clean brush. And if you want to dip back more into those other colors, then use those other brushes, but always have a clean brush handy to blend. It works so much nicer and it makes the colors look so much more lovely. Now I'll be taking a smaller brush. Let's see, what should I use? Let's do, since most of you have it, let's do our Maxine's mop, the mini mop. Where is it? Okay, so super, super tiny. If you don't know this brush, go ahead and look in my tutorial on the sidebar that says, I think it's MAC brushes versus art brushes or craft store brushes, and you'll find this. Go into contrast, and I'm just going to be patting a little bit of that underneath to bring that color down. Plus, by putting shadow over the liner, I'm helping it to set and to stay longer. Now I'll be taking Blanc Type and just patting it up there above. And then a little bit right in here where there isn't any color. This brush, if you're wondering, is also a Maxine's mop. It's the larger one, so it's a 1/2 inch. Okay. I really like how dense it is, especially for packing color onto the lid. I really like how that works. Instead of using a sweeping motion, since we want to really get that color in there, using a patting motion. Something that's coming in the mail that I'm really excited about, and I know that she used instead of what I'm using, is Naked Pigment from MAC. And I know that that would go, obviously, it's compatible with or comparable to Naked Lunch. So you can use that, but the loose pigments also really just give you something extra. And then just down here. Okay. All right, now to clean up a little bit, I'm just going to be using a cosmetic wipe. And I'm going to be getting all of that fallout, especially when you're using blues. The underneath of your eye has a natural tendency to be blue in color. Some of us have more of a blue under eye than most, or than others, excuse me. And so you really, really, really do not want to add, especially this color, any more blue. Once you've wiped that off, go ahead and put your concealer and foundation underneath your eyes. I'm going to take a tiny bit of Carbon, the black, swirl it onto my hand, and just deepen that outer V a little bit more. Of course, Kim likes really, really, really bright cheeks, so we're going to use our Tippy blush again. Or you can use, if you find any eyeshadow that you really, really like, if you don't have a huge blush collection, you can use eyeshadows all the time. But I'm going to be using Tippy. Just putting it right there. Then for your bronzer, I'm using Wet n Wild. So I just swirl it in the darker colors. And then oh, that's cute. Then to contour, I use Wedge, which is very close to my own natural skin tone. And I'm going to contour right down my nose, just like we did in the last video, starting at the eyebrow and going straight down. She has a beautiful straight nose. And I have a little bump on my nose that I've always had. And what I'm going to do to kind of mask that and to make this look like it's more straight is I'm going to put the shadow right over that and continue that line. Okay, so instead of going around it, I want to go straight down to give that illusion of straightness. And then right along the nose right here. Okay, now I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with my my eyebrows. I am going to start out here. I'm going to be looking at her shape. Okay, she has pretty full brows. Now what I'm doing is I'm using the lighter brown than I normally do. I usually use this one and this one. I'm just going to use this light brown today. And I did not fill in the inside of my brows with pencil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to line the outside, because if you'll notice in the picture, she doesn't have super dark brows on the inside. I didn't notice that before, so I wish I would have done that on the last video. But c'est la vie. We'll do it now. Okay, so I didn't fill in the brows, but I'm going to take my lightest color wedge and I'm going to get some of that and just groom them a little bit and push them upward. Okay. Okay, I turned off the lights hoping that it would be better so you could see the color a little bit more. Let's get a base on our eyelashes for our fake ones. As always, I'm using the Demi Wispies. I believe they're Ardell from Sally's. This look is a lot about the lashes. And so that's why I feel that the middle is kind of left bare so that you can actually see those lashes go up. If you need help with applying your false eyelashes, just go ahead and look on my sidebar. There's one about perfecting the art of false lashes or something like that. But I'm going to phase these together, the natural with the fake, by putting my pinky behind and really getting in there with some mascara. And just like in the other video, don't neglect the bottom lashes. We're going to do the lips the same way from the last tutorial that we did. We're going to take the same lip liner, so ginger root, and I've actually ordered those things that she does use. And I'm going to be going way over my lip line again and going to be using Fabby, Myth, and Fergie Viva Glam Edition 6. So use everything the same way and we'll come back with the finished look. Okay, so there is our Kim Kardashian look from when she went on Jimmy Kimmel Live. I hope that you guys liked it, and I hope that you do it. It's so funny. I have to share with you guys really quickly that I was like, wow, I've gotten so white lately. Usually I'm really, really tan, and I've stopped tanning. I feel like, you know, my skin can't take it anymore. I'm starting to see wrinkles. I just don't even want to touch that anymore. You know, once you hit 30, you're like, oh dear, what have I been doing to my skin? But I noticed that I was so pale and maybe the colors didn't look as great on me. So I ordered some sunless tanning. So I'm going to be doing a tutorial on that when it gets here. It's called Sun. And you can look it up on YouTube and see what other people have to say about it. But I'll be doing a tutorial for you guys as well. So keep your requests coming. I really, really enjoyed this one. I think it's beautiful, smoky, and very feminine as well. So talk to you guys later. See